Hello again, John Paval here with Access Arts Live on Sunday, July 12th, 2025, to give you a heads up about a lovely organ live stream doubleheader going on today. The first of them in Paris, which is where I am, and I may be there and do a little live stream before it, and the second one from Salt Lake City. So they're somewhat distant from each other in time, but you can watch them very early in the day in the U.S. or in the evening in the U.S., or you can watch them in the late afternoon in Europe and very late at night in Europe. It's your choice. Let me get right to them. The first of these two will be as you can see the picture there, the two of them come from St. Eustache Church in Paris. That'll be at 5 o'clock this afternoon, European time, 11 in the morning on the East Coast in the US, and 8 in the morning on the West Coast. And then the second one will be from the Cathedral of the Madeleine, which is later in the evening in Mountain Standard Time, because it's coming from Salt Lake City. I'll give you that precise time in a little bit as we come to it, because I don't have it right fixed in my mind. So let's talk about the first of these two, the one that's coming to you from St. Eustache Church. And the organist there today will be Thomas Ospital. Got a picture of him for you there, propped up against the organ. Don't let his young look fool you. This guy has been around the block more than once. He has been one of the two resident organists called the organiste titulaire at Saint Eustache Church, l'Eglise Saint Eustache, in the heart of Paris since 2015, when he and Baptiste Florian Mal-Ouvrard both won the contest, nationwide contest, to see who was going to take up that post after Jean Guillou moved on. Now, he has also been, in the time, he's organ professor at the Paris Conservatory. And very often some of the other guest organists who come are people who have studied with Thomas Ospital. He was born in 1990, so that would be 10, 20, he's about 34. So, and from 2016 to 2019, he was also the first organist in residence at the Maison de la Radio at Radio France. He also does accompaniments for silent films, and he did some of the additional music for the film Django by Etienne Comard back in 2016. Now, what's he going to be playing? He'll be playing César Franck, Finale, and Louis Viern's Aubade, Clair de Lune, Naïade, and Hymne au Soleil. Aubade means dawn. Clair de Lune is the moonlight. Naïdes, those are a kind of nymph, I believe. And Hymne au Soleil is a hymn to the sun. What's he going to be playing? He's playing an organ which is the equal of the organ at the Cathedral of Notre Dame that everybody was making a fuss about a few weeks ago when the Notre Dame Cathedral was reopened. That is to say, it has 101 stops, it has 5 manuals, it has 7,952 pipes. It's a Van den Heuvel organ, which was built back finished, I think, in 1990, and it needs renovation. And by the way, if you would like to participate in it, you can have a pipe in the St. Eustache Church organ named after you. If you follow the link to the YouTube page and then follow the link from there to the church itself's website, you can find out how to do that. Okay, so that's the first of these two. And since I have mentioned it to you, let me give you a closer look at that 5 manual Van den Heuvel organ and the pipe works, which have not looked so shiny in years. And they'll look like that after the renovation. So that's the end. What you have to know is this is not one of these live stream organ recitals where you see a handful of people sitting there in an enormous cathedral. Several hundred people show up every week. It's standing room only. I mean, half the church, they separate off half the church for this recital, and people the crowds show up. And another thing I mentioned to you, you get better views in a certain way off the live stream than you would if you were there in person. Because if you're sitting there in person, no matter where you're sitting, you're not going to get such a great view of the handwork and also the footwork. And their videos always show you both. So that's something to keep in mind when you think about, oh, I don't want to watch a live stream. If you've got a good sound setup, you can get a good deal out of it. Anyway, so that's that. Now let's move on to much later in the day to the live stream organ recital by Andrew Vu, who you see there. You see there on the scene now in the picture. This is part of the Eccles Organ Festival from the Cathedral of the Madeleine in Salt Lake City, Utah. So the timing of it is 8 in the evening, Mountain Standard Time. Now, what that makes this every place else, let me double check my notes so I don't mislead you. That makes it, yeah, my notes don't tell me. That makes it 9 in the evening on the East Coast, 6 in the evening on the West Coast in the US, and something like 4 in the morning in Europe. I don't know if people will stay up for it, but it makes it a lovely 2 p.m. in the afternoon, Australian Eastern Daylight Time, Monday afternoon down in Australia. So if this message reaches you in Australia, this is a chance for you to hear this great organ recital from Salt Lake City. So this is a little bigger deal than the weekly recital that you have at St. Eustache Church. Andrew Vu is the Assistant Director of Music at the Basilica of the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception, which I assume is in Washington, D.C. He got his B.A. in music from Catholic University of America, where he also got his Master of Music degree, and he studied choral conducting as well. He won, back from 2007 to 2012, he was winning prizes as he was starting out. And he, as an organist, he served at various churches in Maryland and then at the American University Catholic chaplaincy. So that is his experience. He's a DC, Maryland kind of guy. What's he going to be playing? Now, this is a much longer, more ambitious program. So let me go through all of it with you. While I'm doing that, why don't we give you a picture, a separate picture of the manual and the organ itself at the Church of the Madeleine in Salt Lake City. That is a Bray organ, an English Bray organ. What are the other stats I have in it? We give you a separate link where you can look up the details on both of these organs. It's a 77 to 79 rank mechanical action, 4,066 pipe organ. I believe the name of the builder was Thomas Bray from Ireland, if I am not mistaken. And if I am mistaken, please feel free to correct me, those of you. I am not an expert in anything I talk about, except I have a passion for live streaming of the performing arts. So what else do we have here? Let me wrap this up. Well, let me take you through what he's going to be playing. He'll be playing some Louis Vierne. See, he's going to play the Hymn to the Sun, Hymn au Soleil, just as Thomas Ospital did. So you could, listen to both of them and make a comparison. So you thought did better, or how they did it differently. Then he'll be playing the Bach-Gounod version of the Ave Maria. Jean Langlay's Ave Maristella. Well, this guy's Catholic, you can tell that. Naji Hakim, he's contemporary, born 1955. He's in his 60s now. Salve Regina from Mariales. Swellings, mein junges Leben hat ein Ende. My young life is come to an end. How bleak, how Germanically bleak. That Goethe wrote this piece called Werther back in the 19th century, where the guy kills himself at the end, and bright young men were killing themselves all over Europe in imitation. There is that melancholy strain, and I think both the Germans and the French. God knows why, because they were empires. But anyway, then Reinberger's Organ Sonata number 8 in E minor, Opus 132, the Passaglia from that. The Passagaglia, excuse me. And then he'll finish up with Marcel Dupre's Symphonie, Passion, Opus 23. The 4 parts, Le Monde dans l'attente du Sauveur, the world awaiting the Savior. 2, the Nativity, Nativité. 3, the crucifixion, the crucifixion, and then the resurrection. So that's a long, lively, ambitious program that he has for you today. I think it's between the two of them, you've got a lovely double header. And I hope that you tune into one or both of them, and that they inspire, uplift, or just give you a great time if you're an organ lover. This is John Paval again with Access Arts Live, reminding you to follow us if you're on Facebook, or subscribe to us on YouTube, or we're also on X, and we're on Instagram and Threads. You can subscribe to us or follow us in any of those places, and we would love it if you do. And we guarantee you, if you do, you will get to enjoy more than 1,000 live streams in 2025. How do we know that? Because we gave you live links to 600 live streams in the second half of 2024. There's not going to be any problem giving you links to 1,000. We already have more than we can keep track of. Every week I find out some that I didn't manage to get to you and get into our list of links we send you. The live links and the links to the organ descriptions are there. All you organ lovers, get at this one, and have a good day. Ciao for now.